Oh my gosh. I tried to start my broadcast at noon like I always do, and it would not let me do it. So I'm just going to let you look at my peach tree there. I'm going to let you look at my peach tree there, and we're going to go from there. I know some of you, I got messages. Where are you? Are you not broadcasting today? What's going on? Is Robin in the window there? Nope, that's his office window right there. So let me turn this camera around. Hold on just a second. Oh, there we go. Hi, everybody. All right, now I have to tell you, I am doing this broadcast twice today. Oh my gosh. So I tried to launch at noon because you guys know that I'm extremely consistent. And when I say I'm going to be here, I'm going to be here. And I tried to launch at noon and it wouldn't let me. So I actually did my entire broadcast on Facebook. So if you want to see that broadcast, you can go to my Facebook page and watch that broadcast. And it's all about the sunshine vitamin, vitamin D. And it's talking about that it's the fact that your body, it's the only vitamin that your body can make. So do you guys want me to rebroadcast right now? It's going to be quick. I'm not going to answer a lot of questions, but we can do it if you want. Do you want me to rebroadcast? Do you want me to go through the whole notes here? Let me know. Type in a 1 if you want me to go through them here. I will be happy to do it. Yes. Okay. Yes, please. Yes, please. You can watch it on Facebook. Absolutely, Sherry. Yeah, 1. Okay. All right. Lots of 1s. Okay, you guys win. Let me introduce myself. My name is Leslie. I have a giant tree growing out of my head. That is normal. That tree is always growing out of my head. I don't have any plans to have it removed. I am the founder of GoToKitchens.com and the creator of Kitchenatomy 10-Step Kitchen Detox. If you want to know more about that, please message me and I will be happy to give you that. That's okay. That's all right. So I want to talk, by the way, GoToKitchens.com is available 24 hours a day. If you want to connect with me on a deeper level, then you need to go to the VIP page and sign up there and become a VIP and join us on our Facebook community where we have all kinds of fun discussions and I give away splats like I did this morning. Did you guys see that I gave away a splat this morning? So awesome. So right down here in the corner, if you would, thank you, Marcy. Right down here in the corner, if you would please share it with your followers, that would be awesome. So I'm going to go through these notes really quickly. And that's because I've already done this broadcast once, but I love you and I'm going to do it again. So stinking Periscope. Sometimes technical stuff is so wonderful and sometimes it is so not wonderful. It's okay though. All right. So what is vitamin D and what does it do in the body? This has been a question that you guys have been asking all week, and I did my research and I can answer it thoughtfully now. I had some really good ideas about what it did, but now I know, oh, that's awesome. And now I know exactly what it does in the body. So I'm going to share that with you. The main function is that it helps you absorb the minerals, calcium and phosphorus. That is the main function in the body, is that it helps you absorb calcium and phosphorus. So it helps move that to give you strong bones, to give you strong muscles, to help your gut, to do all kinds of things in the body. However, in recent years, because of the major vitamin D deficiency that we are experiencing on our planet, they have actually started doing research about the other functions of vitamin D and what it does in the body. And what they have found is that it is vital for our immune system. It is vital for our muscle functions, our large muscles, our small muscles, and even our skeletal muscles. Extremely important for that. It is vital to our cardiovascular function. People that have vitamin D deficiency are like this crazy percentage more likely to get heart disease than people who do not have a vitamin D deficiency. That it helps promote healthy lungs and keeps our airways nice and clean, which I think is really interesting. That it helps with brain development, especially in adolescents and small children, and that it has anti-cancer properties. And I can tell you, thank you, with my giant tree, you know, like sticking out of my head. I can tell you that when I was diagnosed with breast cancer, the 2 things that they asked me were, how much alcohol do you consume? And have you had your vitamin D levels checked? Those were their 2 biggest concerns as soon as they found out that I had breast cancer. yes, you should get those fixed. You should get that deficiency fixed for sure. So, and a lot of people kind of poo-poo it away. They're like, oh, I'm deficient, no big deal. It is a big deal. It is a big deal. And through this Periscope, you will learn what a big deal it actually is. But those are the two things that they asked me. How much alcohol do you drink? And have you had your vitamin D checked? Now, I don't know about you, but if you are diagnosed with cancer and your medical community, that's like the first questions that they're asking you. The other question that they asked was how old I was when I had my first period. So yes. And so, yeah, right. That's powerful. That's something that you probably want to pay attention to. So this is one of the reasons that I get on the soapbox about getting enough sunshine and stop drinking alcohol every single day. Because if my medical community is asking me that, then it's a big deal. So absolutely. Hey, Janie, thanks for being here. Thanks for sharing out as well. So, those are the things that we're beginning to find out that vitamin D actually helps with. It really helps maintain your bone health. That's when, good. So, but that is when vitamin D is really crucial, is especially as we age, our kidneys do not function like they did as we were younger, and moving that vitamin D and the calcium absorption starts to change in our body. And so it's really critical as you get older that you maintain that vitamin D. So, there's Edison barking. Barking dog, barking dog. So how does it work in the body? So this is very layman's. What I'm about to explain is that it is very layman terms. And it's really interesting as well of how it actually works. Because how in the world does your skin absorb sunlight? I'm holding my arm up here because it's in the sun. How does your skin actually absorb sunlight and then make vitamin D? That's awesome. I love it, Daniel. So how does it actually happen? So when your skin is exposed to sunlight, here's the chain reaction that starts. After a time period that your skin is exposed to sunlight, it actually starts happening as soon as you step out in the sun. This is what happens. Your body starts a chemical process that changes the vitamin D that it produces. Your body's actually producing the vitamin D. It changes it so it can actually use it because it doesn't know what to do with it at this point. It has vitamin D and it's like, what is this? What do you want me to do with that? So basically what it does is it sends it to your liver. So it sends the vitamin D to your liver, and your liver actually changes it into a recognizable thing in the body. It actually creates a hormone that your liver releases back out into the body. This is called activated vitamin D. The activated vitamin D then sends it to the entire body. Not just to your kidneys, not just to your large intestines, not just to your vital organs. It sends it to every cell in your body. And it helps your cells actually communicate with one another. So your cells have a communication process that they go to. They're actually on a timeline. They're on a schedule. Cells are born and then they die. And so it's the dying thing that causes cancer. So if they're not dying properly, that's when we start forming tumors. That's when things start happening. So basically thinking about vitamin D as kind of a social lubricant in your body, and having your cells actually connect and talk to one another properly and doing what they're supposed to do properly. Vitamin D is crucial for that. Now, other nutrients are as well, so don't be fooled that it's just vitamin D doing all that work, but it is actually part of that nutrient makeup that does that. So that's very, very important. So after the activated vitamin D goes, it sends it out. Then it starts managing the minerals. You're welcome. It starts managing the minerals, calcium and phosphorus in your body, and that's when it starts fortifying calcium. If you are taking calcium and you are vitamin D deficiency, you are doing nothing. You're doing nothing. No, it does not, Daniel. I mean, I'm sure that they have some that's fortified with vitamin D, and we're going to talk about getting it in foods, but no. Unless it says that it's fortified with it. No, it's not going to have it. So you're totally wasting your money. You're totally wasting your money at that point. So you're taking calcium and your body's going, we don't have anything to make this happen. And so we're going to send it on its way. And you're going to just poop it right out. So, I mean, you're totally wasting your time there. Sherry. So you're totally wasting your time. So it actually fortifies the calcium in your blood, in your bones, and in your gut. It has three major. Yes, that's right. It does deposit in the blood, but it still doesn't recognize it if you're not getting it properly. So 50, I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. I missed that part. It went away before I could read it all. Yes, so that is, so the calcium in your blood and your bones and your gut. So it's very, very important that you have enough vitamin D to make all that work together. So, hey Ken, it's good to see you. Thanks for being here. So what are ways to get more vitamin D in your body? So it's super important that you get vitamin D, but how in the world do you get more of it? Marcy says she's deficient. What does Marcy do? We're going to use you as a guinea pig today, Marcy. What does Marcy do? So what does Marcy do to get more vitamin D in her body? So number one is the most natural, the way that we were created to get vitamin D in our body is actually from the sunshine. Okay? That is, okay, you take it once a week. 50,000 I use once a week. Yeah. Sunlight. Get in the sun. That is the way that our bodies were created. Our bodies were not created to get supplementation, right? So our former humans that came way before us, they got their vitamin D from the sunlight. And we are exactly the same. We are no different. We have not evolved out of that process. We are actually the same. We are actually the same. That is the most natural and best way to get it. Now then, here's the problem. The big scare comes around, well, I don't want skin cancer, and I don't want wrinkles, and I don't want this, and I don't want freckles, and I don't want tan skin, and I want to be pale, and I want to, so half of those things that I just mentioned are vanity, by the way, and the other part of them are things that are actually a concern, which would be skin cancer. Now then, I'm not talking about going out and getting a tan. I'm not talking about going out in your swimsuit and laying in your yard for an hour. I'm talking about having purposeful time that you get outside without any lotions and potions and clothing. I mean, you need to wear some clothing. Wear your clothing outside. But exposing your natural skin, your face, your neck, your chest, your arms, your legs. If you can get your back and your trunk, even better. The more exposure you get, the more vitamin D you get and the faster you get it. So if you are light complected, I would say 5 to 10 minutes, well, I don't say it, a lot of people say it, 5 to 10 minutes at least every other day of sun exposure is going to give you the vitamin D that you want. Now, I can promise you in 5-10 minutes, you are not going to tan. And you are not going to get wrinkles because of that. In fact, you're probably going to get less wrinkles because your body has enough vitamin D and it's not in emergency mode all the time looking for vitamin D. So that is a great way to do that. If you're more dark complected like I am, you can absolutely, one of the best ways to get it actually is through your eyes, your closed eyes, through your eyelids. It's one of the best ways. But yes, if you're concerned about sunspots, but I mean, 5-10 minutes, Marcy, I'm not sure that that's going to cause a sunspot. So in fact, it's probably going to help your skin more than it's going to hurt it, quite frankly. It's usually the overexposure that causes what you're talking about, the sunspots, the wrinkles, the things like that. So yeah. But yes, so 5-10 minutes if you're light complected. Darker complected, I'm not incredibly dark, but I'm pretty tan, as you can see. Maybe hard to tell in the camera, but I'm actually pretty tan. I stay that way year round. We're going to talk about that actually because I've been skirting the issue and we're going to talk about it today. But I stay pretty tan year round. I am naturally dark complected anyway. This is not too far from my natural color, but I am tanner than my normal. I'm olive complected. So I need a little bit more than that. So probably 15 to 20 minutes for me every other day is great. If you are African American or you are Mexican American or anywhere else in the country where there are in the world where you have darker skin, then you need longer exposure. So that is very, very important. If you never burn, if you can be out in the sun all day long and never burn, then you need longer exposure. So yes, absolutely. So that's one way, is getting sun exposure. Number 2 is supplementing with vitamin D. Now, it's very important that you don't take vitamin D2. Vitamin D2 does not replicate the same way in the body as vitamin D3. a lot of medical doctors will say that I'm actually pretty much American, not pretty much. I have a large portion of me is American Indian, and so I have naturally dark skin. So because of that, so I understand. I'm with you guys. But making sure that you get vitamin D3 is most important. Now, if you're taking other medications, I want you to talk to your doctor before you start taking a supplement. I'm not telling you to take a supplement. I'm telling you I want you to talk to your doctor before you start taking a supplement if you're taking other medications. If you're under a doctor's care right now, talk to your doctor before you take any supplements. Supplements can really mess with medication, so you want to make sure that you are crystal clear and being the CEO of your health and talking to your doctor about these things. But 5,000 IUs a day is the minimum that is recommended. 5,000 IUs a day is the minimum that is recommended. The maximum that is recommended is 10,000 a day. So making sure that you get a nice, good quality. If it costs, like $3 at Walmart and it's vitamin D2, you're wasting your $3. You need to make sure that you are getting a nice quality supplement. I would actually go into a store that sells quality supplements and talk to someone about which is the best vitamin D supplement. This is really, really important. So very, very important there. Well, let's talk about food. So that's the other way. So the second way would be supplementation. The third way is going to be in foods. Now, this is nearly impossible. Unless you are a black bear living in Alaska and eating salmon 3 times a day, or sardines or anything like that 3 times a day, you cannot get enough vitamin D through your food sources. I love it. Yes. Score for Go To Kitchen. Well, score for you, Daniel, not score for me. That's awesome. Good for you. Good for you. Good for you. So that's amazing. You can actually clean your toilet with it. It's really good toilet cleaner if you don't want to waste it. I'm not kidding, by the way. Coca-Cola, Dr. Pepper, all of those sodas like that, those caramel colored sodas are amazing toilet cleaners. That's why you shouldn't be drinking them. I know, right? And you didn't even buy it. Good job, Daniel. Right? I know. 3 cheers for Daniel. So you would have to eat a lot of oily fish. You would have to eat a lot of food that contains minimal amounts. You'd have to be eating a lot or drinking a lot of fortified dairy, which I do not recommend, or fortified cereals, which I do not recommend, to get the vitamin D that you need in your body through your food sources. So basically, I just strike that out. I don't even count it as a way to get vitamin D. We're going to talk about salmon this week, tomorrow and Friday, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the vitamin D in it, but it is not enough to give it what you need. The best way to do it is through the sunlight or through supplementation. And if you can get a combination, if you can get all sunlight, bingo, bongo for you, good for you. That is the best way to get it. If you can't get it all through the sunlight and you need some supplementation, awesome. It is your name. It's true. If you can get it through some supplementation and some sunlight, awesome. If you need to go all out and just do supplementation, then that's great. But yes. So what about those artificial lights? What about those anyway? So here's the story. In Northern Europe, in parts of the world that are not America, that are sun deficient, so it's not sunny hardly ever, and people migrate to these areas. A lot of people that live there naturally, it's different. I mean, it depends on where you live, right? I mean, these people have evolved to not need less vitamin D, but absorb vitamin D faster through exposure of whatever sunshine that they can get. But people migrate to these areas and they live in these darker climates and less sun exposure. And they get major deficiencies. So in these parts of the world that this happens, they actually prescribe artificial sunlight. And in our country, we call them tanning beds. But really they're artificial sunlight. And I just read a lot about this. And to be completely transparent with you, I own a tanning bed. But before you jump down my throat about it, about the fact that I own a tanning bed, let me explain myself, because I've done a lot of research about this and I feel very strongly about this. So if you cannot get sun, if you did not want to supplement, and you want to have the natural synthesis of the sun's effect, you can do it in artificial light. Here's the rub. The rub is that tanning beds are dangerous for two reasons. Number one, there are beds called high pressure beds. These are the 7 to 9 minute beds. These are the 7 to 9 minute beds that you get in and you get a tan in 7 to 9 minutes. In about a week, you will come out, if you tan naturally, you will actually come out with a really nice tan. Here's the problem with those beds. They are emitting a ray called a UVA ray. The UVA ray does not create vitamin D. It does not create vitamin D. It tans you, it makes you look pretty, but it does not create vitamin D. So people are like, oh, I go to the tanning bed and I get all the vitamin D that I need. I'm like, really, what kind of bed do you go in? Here I come, playing devil's advocate. What kind of bed do you go in? And they tell me, oh, I do those really quick little beds. They're so great. I get so tan. Yeah, but you're not getting any vitamin D there. So that's one of the problems. The next problem is overexposure. So overexposure is actually the biggest problem. I mean, those beds are dangerous. Those high pressure beds, they're called high pressure beds. Those are dangerous. I would not use them. You could not pay me to get in one of those. They are very, very dangerous and very damaging to our skin in all layers, not just the top layer, but actually the sub layer as well. Very, very dangerous to our skin. So, hey, Sonia, it's good to see you. So the other problem is overexposure. It's 2 weeks before vacation and I want a tan. And I'm going to the tanning bed and I'm going every day until vacation. That is dangerous. That is dangerous exposure to artificial sunlight. So yes, so we're going to talk about that actually. That is dangerous. You do not want to do that. The tanning bed that I have is from like 1994. It's actually, ooh, there's a bee, sorry. He tried to fly up my dress here. But he's coming at me. So, sorry, got totally distracted. There are bees all in my peach tree. So they're flying around and he startled me. So, but my bed is from the late 90s or mid 90s actually. Yes. You could actually get it from a sad lamp if you were so inclined. Absolutely. Yeah, you can get, just making sure that it has that it emits. I mean, sometimes that is just a full spectrum light and not actually UV rays. So you want to make sure that it's not just full spectrum, but that it actually has UV rays that it's actually emitting. So yeah, happy lamp. Yeah. So, so exposure in a bed that is they're called low pressure beds. They are about 50-50, which is what the sun is giving you as well. 50-50 UVA and UVB rays. Now these are special bulbs. These are special bulbs that I have bought. I actually have, I think we have 2 sets of them in arrears because we were afraid they'd stop making them. But we have 2 sets of them and one in the tanning bed, and those bulbs in there give me about 50% of the UVB rays, and that's actually what helps produce the vitamin D in my body. Now then, do I overexpose myself? No. I am in that tanning bed probably in the winter months. I'm probably in there 1 to 3 times a week, depending on my sun exposure, depending on if there's been any sunny days or has it been cloudy and icky for a week or 2, then I might be in there 3 times a week. It is a 20-minute bed. I expose my entire body for about 5 to 10 minutes, depending on what I'm looking for, right? Now, if I want to be tan, if we're going on vacation and I want to get super tan, then I will go once a week for the full 20 minutes, and I'll do that leading up to my vacation. But I am making plenty of vitamin D. I have my vitamin D checked every 6 months because I'm a cancer survivor and because I want to know what it is. Estrogen levels and vitamin D levels, very important to me, and how I'm metabolizing estrogen as well. And they're always spot on, and I do not take any supplementation. And I spend a fair amount of time outside. If it's sunny out, I'm outside. I tend to work out here. I mean, I do a lot of things. So I work in my yard. I mean, I spend a lot of time out here, but my vitamin D levels are spot on. And I actually I actually attribute that to my exposure to the tanning bed. And my naturopath and I have talked about it extensively. And at first he was like, no, you can't have a tanning bed, until I actually explained to them, hey Sandy, until I actually explained to him what my rational thinking was about it and the type of bulbs I have. He's like, oh, well, yeah, maybe that's not a bad idea. And you know what? One of my naturopaths, I have two actually, he actually, yeah, absolutely. He actually prescribes now. We have one place in Fort Collins that has these 20-minute beds, low pressure beds. He actually prescribes people to go and get, in the winter months, to go at least once a week, 5-10 minutes exposure, to get some vitamin D naturally through their skin. He also prescribes supplementation as well. But yes, so there you go. I mean, I'm just saying. So that's it. That's all I'm talking about indoor tanning. We call them tanning beds. They're actually artificial sunlight is the better term for them. We use tanning because of vanity. And really it's just, I know, right? And actually it is just artificial sunlight. So. So what are the symptoms? Oh, by the way, 10-15 minutes max if you're dark complected, 5 to 8 minutes max, at least once to 2 times a week in artificial light and artificial sunlight is the best. And make sure that you're in a low pressure, high UVB ray bed. There you go. All right, done. So what are the symptoms? These are crazy. When I looked up the symptoms for vitamin D deficiency, it's not something that I worry about personally, so I've never like really looked them up. And I looked them up today and I was like, what? That's crazy town. I was like, that's crazy town. And so these are the symptoms. So it's crazy. Number 1 is unexplainable excessive sweating. So not excessive sweating that you've been working out at the gym or that you rode your bike to work or anything like that. And not hot flashes. I'm talking about that you're just sitting outside in the sun and you just start sweating. Excessive sweating is actually a sign of a vitamin D deficiency. Unexplainable, comes on suddenly. You don't have any explanations for it. You haven't had it your whole life. You just all of a sudden have excessive sweating. I know, it's kind of crazy, right? I never thought about that being a symptom. I don't know why. I don't know chemically why it's a symptom, but yes, excessive sweating is a symptom. Noticeable and unexplainable weakness. So noticeable would mean that it's noticeable to stop you from your daily task, right? And unexplainable would be that, again, that you've not worked out, that you didn't do CrossFit for like 3 weeks. You have that? Yeah, it's crazy, right? You need to have your vitamin. Oh, you said that your vitamin D was low. So, but having, excuse me, I just got off track there. Having unexplainable weakness. So not that you just did CrossFit for an hour and you feel weak, right? But unexplainable weakness. Not that you just got over the flu or a stomach virus or something like that and you feel weak, but that it just comes out of nowhere, that it's just completely unexplainable. Awesome. Good. I hope it's better when you have it checked out. So unexplained bone pain or bone fractures. So if you have bone pain in a specific area, first you should go have it checked out because you could have a fracture. If it's unexplained, if you don't remember how you hurt it, if you don't remember whacking it on the wall or, you know, tripping and falling or whatever, and it's just, you just have a fracture, a stress fracture or anything else, that could actually be a sign, a large symptom, and probably one of the worst symptoms is bone pain and bone fracture of vitamin D. It's because you're not producing calcium properly. Chronic pain. A lot of things can cause chronic pain. So don't be like, oh, I have chronic pain, I have a vitamin D deficiency. And don't self-diagnose. If you have health insurance, go to your doctor and say, I'd like to have my vitamin D tested. And they're going to say, okay. And you're going to have it tested and they're going to tell you what the dangers are and how to fix it, right? They're never going to tell you to sit in the sun, by the way. They're going to tell you to supplement and give you vitamin D2 and you need vitamin D3. But have it checked and then do something about, right? Dr. Liam says you're deficient. Yes. Yes. Stay away from Google and WebMD. Yes, because you can go from a cough to dead in like three searches on Google and WebMD. So yes, be careful. So don't just go get tested. It's very simple. It's a simple blood test. It is not a big deal. Just make sure that they order it for you. So yes. You know what? I cannot remember. I would have to look at my own tests to know what they are. I can't remember how they're measured. And I think they're measured in 2 different ways, actually. So, yo, he did the test and you are. Okay, I get it, Meg. Yeah. Yeah. I do not know what the difference actually is. I'll just be completely honest with you. I don't know why they tell you vitamin D2 and not D3. I think it's the way that it, I'm gonna hypothesize here that it's the way that it actually synthesizes in the body. It actually, your body does not recognize D2 the same way that it does D3, and that it's better synthesis in your body and better available. So there you go. Yeah. Lupus is one of those things that they throw out there quite regularly nowadays. So yeah, I would have to look at that. I'm sorry I didn't look at my test. I should have brought one of my tests out and I didn't do it. So chronic pain is one. And then here's another one that I thought was really unusual. Not unusual, but really makes sense as I heard it. And that is if you are in a foul mood all the time, if you're in a bad mood, if you are very irritable, if you are depressed, not just like, I mean, you know, if you have some minor depression and things like that, you should have your vitamin D levels checked. And if it comes out of nowhere, like, and you know, and you don't have, and it's unexplained, like you don't know why you're in a bad mood, like you can't put your thumb on anything else that says, you know. Yeah, multivitamin has 2,000 units of D3, live in California. Yeah, so yeah, and have it tested. So yeah, yeah, and you just can't figure out why you're in a bad mood, then you might have a vitamin D deficiency and you should have it checked out. So those are the major symptoms, and there's what it does in your body. So interesting. I learned a lot. I have to tell you that I learned a lot. Daniel, I learned a lot about vitamin D as I was researching this scope for you guys, this broadcast for you guys, and I was really excited about what I found out and how it works in the body. So yeah, I used to have my husband actually had that. I go sit in the sun, right? I know, absolutely. So, yeah, my husband lived in Minnesota, and when he lived there, he actually had a vitamin D. He had he was diagnosed with SAD, and they gave him a lamp to sit in front of, and then they told him in his shop to have full spectrum lights that give out natural light as opposed to fluorescent light, and that really helped a lot. No, so I'm going to give you guys a website and you can write it down. If somebody will type it in, that would be great. It's called the vitamindcouncil.org. Vitamin D, I don't know, like 45 minutes. Yeah, yeah, and Dr. Dr. Liam is, I recommend vitamin D3 if you're not getting enough sunlight. So, but vitamindcouncil.org. Thank you so much. Just vitamindcouncil.org. I'm sorry, I said the, and I didn't mean it. vitamindcouncil.org. This is where I got most of my information from today, and it was really simple, easy to understand information. So if you want to dive a little bit deeper into, thank you. Sorry, I totally put it in wrong. There you go, got it. So I said it wrong. I apologize. That was not your mistake. That was my mistake. But if you want to dig a little bit deeper, this is a great place for all kinds of information. I actually did not look on too many other websites until I was looking for symptoms of vitamin D deficiencies. I didn't look on too many other websites to get this information. So it was a really, really great website. I really enjoyed what I read there. Thank you. You're welcome. But they really put it in nice layman terms. I mean, I can understand a lot of medical terms, but this was put in a way that just made it really super easy to understand. So yes, I am a fast learner, and it will stick with me forever. Like now that I've actually written it down and I've said it twice, it's going to stick with me forever. So yes, vitamindcouncil.org. It's a great website. I would highly recommend that you do your own research and check it out. Normally I don't recommend a lot of websites, but this one I can tell you that I really felt strongly about their position on many things. They even have a section on there about tanning beds and why, this bed is better than other if you're getting artificial sunlight. And it was really a great website. So I would recommend that you guys go check it out, vitamindcouncil.org. So yeah, it did have some, but they were just They were like fairy tale pictures of people laying in the sun and stuff. It wasn't like, you know, graphic, you know. One of my dreams, now that you said that, Janie, one of my dreams is actually to hire a graphic designer to put my explanations into pictures. So to hire a graphic designer to take one of my scopes like this and say, you know, here's what happened. Here's the chemical reaction that happens. Yeah, but I can't afford you, Sherry. I'm saying one day when I can afford it. I can't afford it right now. But, you know, here's the chemical reactions and, you know, and here's what happens in the body, so that you have a visual to look at. So I know that you're an artist. I know. I just can't afford anything right now, so we're still in the can't afford it phase. But yeah, that's one of my dreams one day, is to have these infographics like that to show you what, you know, what is actually happening in the body when you ingest certain things. Yeah, so mostly positive things. I want to talk about good things. I don't like to talk about negative things, so. All right, guys, I'm going to fly out. I did this broadcast twice today, and I have a meeting and lunch that I need to get to. So have a great day. We'll be back here tomorrow. The rest of the week, we are talking about salmon. And how about words on a plate? That's an I get it, Daniel. And then what else? Oh, and then Friday we're actually doing For Real Food Friday, and I'm going to teach you how to a lot of people are afraid of salmon because they don't know how to cook it. And so I'm just going to teach you the basic way to cook a salmon in the oven. So yeah. Yeah, you'd have to be on the joke with Daniel and I. You're welcome. You're welcome, you guys. Thank you so much. If you're not a part of the VIP community, please consider going over to gotokitchens.com and checking it out. Is there anybody here that is interested in my new class, Kitchenatomy? If you're already enrolled, you don't have to say yes to be nice. So I really am looking for people that genuinely want to know about the kitchen detox program. And if there's not anybody, that's cool. That means I can go to lunch. If there is somebody. Okay, so have you heard me talk about it before, or? Yes, okay. No, okay. If you don't know, you need to know, right? Okay, so I have a new class that is coming out. It's called Kitchenatomy. Janie, would you mind typing that in for me? Go to kitchens.com/Kitchenatomy. Go to kitchens.com/Kitchenatomy, spelt with A's. That is my new class. It is actually in pre-sale right now. I'm not hiding the price. The price is $99 in pre-sale. It is a 10-step self-guided, and I say self-guided. It's not self-guided. You're fully guided. It is self-paced. You can go at your own pace there, and in Kitchenatomy. So go to kitchens.com/Kitchenatomy is the website, and it is a self-paced, not self-guided. Thank you. There it is. There's the website right there. You can check it out. There's actually a webinar that you can watch there if you want to screenshot that. There is a webinar that you can watch there. There's all kinds of information, and there's actually a pre-sale code on that particular page. And so it is. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. So you can sign up there and you can learn more there as well. It is $99. It is going to be video based. It is, there is a textbook that actually comes along with it. I've written an entire textbook. In fact, it's being edited right now. I've written an entire textbook, and there's going to be worksheets for you. And basically what it is a kitchen detox. It's a 10-step kitchen detox, but it's not just about getting rid of chemicals and foods that are not good for you, although there is some of that in there. What it's really about is detoxing the mindset about your kitchen, because we associate kitchen with work. When we hear the word kitchen, we automatically go, oh, that requires a lot of work to get in the kitchen. And what I want to do is I want to help you fall in love with your kitchen. I want it to be a place that you can't wait. Just like you're in love with your bed, you can't wait to get in your bed and go to sleep at night. Yeah, in time. And I want to help you fall in love with your kitchen so you have that same emotion, that you can't wait to get into your kitchen and start cooking. Yes, kitchen equals health. You cannot live a healthy lifestyle without having some kitchen skills. So I'm going to teach you some of those kitchen skills. Right? I know, Janie. It's so impressive too, the quick changes that you've made. So yes. It is like a real class. Yes, it is a real class. It has videos. There's going to be 10. We're actually filming them next week. There's going to be 10 professionally done, 10 videos, and 1 bonus video actually. There's actually an ebook that my very good friend Dana has written about detoxing underneath your kitchen cabinet that she's going to give you during this. Yeah, good. Thank you. I hope to see you over there. Signed up and ready to go. A pre-sale lasts until the end of the month. So if you don't have money like available right now, there's about, I think there's like 16 days left in pre-sale. So a couple of weeks left if you need that time. I made pre-sale really long so that people could save up and afford it. After that, the price goes up to $149 and it will never be $99 again. So it's to the end of pre-sale or the first 100 people. I can tell you there's plenty of spots left. So we're not going to reach that 100 people. The pre-sale goes until the 29th. So absolutely. But yes, it's an amazing class. And I have to tell you, even though I wrote it, when I go back and read it, we go through the editing process and I'm tweaking it and making it perfect. It's a fun class, and the textbook was so fun to write. So it is. It's 99 bucks. I want it to be the best $99 you've ever spent on your kitchen and on your health. I want you to think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I got all that for 99 bucks. So yes, yeah. So class starts in May. I believe class date, and I have to look at my calendar, but I believe class date is set for May 20th. So it is less than 10 bucks a class. Absolutely. And right now I just opened up, there's a private Facebook page just for Kitchenatomy students. And so I opened up the Facebook page this week and I'm actually doing little mini classes in there. So I'm doing little mini, like, preparing yourself for what's about to happen in the real class. So yeah. So I hope to see all you guys over there. It's going to be a lot of fun. GoToKitchens.com. Yep. Light bulb moments. That's right. Kitchenatomy. /Kitchenatomy. I hope to see you over there, and I will for sure see you tomorrow. Love you guys so much. Thank you so much for all your great work here today and putting up my website. I really, really appreciate it. So super excited about it. Super excited. A lot of work, but really excited. So yeah, it's going to be fun. Thank you, Sherry. Love you guys so much. I will see you. Love you too, Sonia. Bye. I will see you guys tomorrow, hopefully at noon, if my Periscope will work. So yeah, go out and get some sun today. All right, go get your vitamin D on. Literally, get it on. Let's get it on. Sorry. I will. See you guys. Bye.